Hey, this is Samuel from redominatelife.com, and today I'm in Princeton, New Jersey, right by the Princeton Battle Monument. And part of this building came from a bigger building, and from what I learned, it was originally built in Pennsylvania, and the guy that built the building, because it was part of a bigger building, and then they took the pillars and they brought it into New Jersey, and it was dedicated to be a historic site. So this thing behind me looks smaller, but actually very tall. It's about 20 feet high, and a couple of feet wide too as well. But what was interesting was that behind it they had a plate that is dedicated to some of the soldiers that fought, and it's been said that they've been buried somewhere close by here. And it was 36 soldiers, part of them British and part of them American. So it's an interesting place. But today what I wanted to talk about is as within, so without. As within, so without. And basically what I mean by that is that if you have heard of, they're saying that, if you heard about the inner world and the outer world, people talk about the inner world and the outer world. And basically the inner world is the world within, which we can perceive, and that comprises of our emotions, our thoughts, and our body and our life, like right here. Everything is our inner world here, and the outer world is things that we perceive outward. Like you're looking behind me right now, that is something that you perceive, that is outward. The people around you right now, they are things in your outer world. The animals, the air, everything that you could perceive outside of yourself is the outer world. So what made sense to me was that I realized that throughout our lives, and throughout my life personally, we spend so much time studying, right? I'm very academical, and now I'm not in school currently, but I still study a lot. I study different concepts. I'm always studying things, watching things on YouTube. I'm listening to things. I'm usually gathering information. I am knowing. And that sense of knowing is not just within me. It's within all of us. And we like to know. We like to take our awareness outward. So in school there are so many concepts. And there has been a lot of debates about what is important and what is not as important to learn in school, because there are so many subjects, so many topics, so many things. It's like you cannot have enough time to study everything, right? Bring your awareness into everything, because basically that's what it is. That is gaining knowledge, because you bring awareness, you know something. When the moment your awareness goes into something. And I have made references to awareness, and the awareness is your true self, your true I. And it is what gives space for you to perceive. It's the spaces between your thoughts, and that is your true self. To a degree. Also, those thoughts that come forward, the emotions and stuff like that, they're also part of yourself too. They are also you. But what is truly you is your awareness, or your ability to perceive, and that sense of I. That is your true self. So what I realized was that throughout my journey to this point, I started to meditate. I have started to meditate, and I'll sit down, close my eyes, and just watch my thoughts. And then a good practice was sometimes I'll sit there and I'll lie there, and I'll just say to myself, I'll just watch my breathing, and I'll say to myself, I am not, I'm watching the breathing, so I'm not breathing, but I'm watching the breathing. So once you do that, you could see that you could actually notice yourself breathe without you having any input into it at all. You have no business in breathing. Basically, this is interesting. It's like if you were to be in charge of your breathing, you would be dead by now, because there are so many times that if you watch your breathing right now, you realize that you watch it for a little while, and your attention will drift somewhere. And then you're like, oh, I forgot that I am breathing. But then breathing happens by itself. So naturally, breathing happens by itself. We have no input into it. but who is the we that have no input into it, and that points to the true self, the true I. There's a good book by Eckhart Tolle. It's called The Power of Now. I highly always recommend it. Make sure you listen to that book. It will get you in touch with your true self if you haven't got into it. But anyway, so what happens is that after sitting for a while, I realized that I'll sit there and watch my thoughts, the usual process, lose my thoughts, get back to my thoughts. And then after time, when I start to drive, I realized that my awareness also come in sometimes. When I stop at a traffic light, my awareness will come in sometimes. Or when I'm, when I'm out and about, my awareness will come in at certain times, randomly, and then now it's becoming more frequent, but not all the time. Times I'm totally lost in myself, and then I regain my awareness. Or sometimes I'll have a thought, and then I'll say, how ridiculous is this? Like, this is so funny. Or this is so ridiculous. How are you thinking this crazy thoughts? So now I'm in that state. But then I realized that just as how we put our awareness and spend so much time, inward, we can also spend we can also bring our awareness outward. Meaning that through our life, through our daily process, meditation does not just stop in sitting in your room or outside or whatever and just crossing your legs and shutting your eyes and waiting for a period of time. Meditation, I got to realize, becomes a lifestyle. Meaning, right now I could be meditating and I could be talking to you, and I could pause for a second and just become aware of the thoughts that are coming in, or what I'm feeling right now, my emotions, or the changing temperature, the cold, the wind, the birds, the lightning. So see, these are all the things that are happening right now. So I just brought my awareness into that, So it's like I just realized that with that, instead of spending a lot of time inward, we could bring our awareness outward also and to our life. So that way life becomes meditative in itself. And that is what life is about. That's what life is about. But the gist of this video and what I thought was so important was that we spend so much time to outward, right? On the flip side, we spend so much time outward. We have learned, like I said, we're studying and stuff, and always learning, always curious about something that is happening outside. Always curious about the next movie, always curious about the next book, always curious about the next knowledge, the next thing. If you're a science addict or just a freak of nature like me, you're always interested in science and about things that are coming up and things like that. But it's like when you take a moment, you realize that the most important thing is ours. The most important thing is this life, which is this life you're looking at, this body. This body that has thoughts, emotions, and this self. Because we've all realized that if you're, because at some point in our life, we have seen people, if you are a parent, you've seen your kids grow up, you watch them very little, you watch them grow. If you have grown something before, done gardening, you realize that, you could have a plant, you could see it grow into a bigger plant, have other plants and stuff like that. But in the same way, we are very into the world, we can also be into this world, which is ourselves. And really, that's the most important. That's the most important aspects of life that I realize that I have ignored all this while up to this point. That so many of us we've just forgotten about spending time with ourselves. Spending time with ourselves, and not just sitting there. And that's why I said earlier, not just sitting there, but throughout the journey, you have to be in a meditative state to spend time with this body, with this life, because really that's what you have. That's what you wake up in. This is what you go out with. This is what you experience the world with. I mean, this life, this body, right? And that is so key. That is so key. And I just thought about it. It's like when we drive, if you drive, right, I like driving a lot. Some people could just drive from one place to point A to point B, and that is okay. That's like the essence of driving. Be able to get from point A to point B without getting in a crash or having any problems, right? But there are some people that have also gone beyond to know what is inside the car, right? you know, the oil, the kind of power, the kind of cylinders your car has, the braking system, um, you know, and so on and so forth. And I realized that even from my experience, because I had so many cars, and most of them broke down. I had so many cars, most of them broke down, um, you know, because I've gone through so many used cars. But now I have a newer car, so it's like I have even more appreciation for a new car. But I've gone to so many used cars, so I get to experience a lot of breakdowns, from engine breakdowns to cars wouldn't start to everything that could go wrong with the car. I've seen it. And through the process, I get to learn so much about cars, because I'll go with the mechanic. Sometimes I'll go online and look at, okay, so why is this that? Why is the mechanic saying this and that? Why did this stop? Or why, my car won't start? Why do I have to change the oil every 3,000 miles? And so on and so forth. And as a result, with my new car, I have so much appreciation. And I feel like the car is gonna last longer. And then also I could have a better driving experience, and I could be more productive with the car. Because I know more with the car than just driving it back and forth. But with that's just the car, right? I mean, you don't have to do that, like I said. Once you could get, usually if you could get from point A to point B and do your oil changes, you could be fine. But what I'm saying is that even with a car, which is a car, this is also a vehicle. This is your body, which comprises your emotions, your thoughts, your mind. And really, that's the most closest thing to you, right? It is not you, because this body you have acquired. It's like through eating, your genetics has, is programmed a certain way, but then you have also acquired everything, through the world. Remember, it's very interesting, like the food you eat, the things you drink, and basically your genetics and your body has, built you up this way, and basically it is, but then you have the awareness behind this body, so if you look at it, it's like that is the most important thing, and instead of spending so much time outside into, perceiving and knowing things, because we're always curious, we always know, knowing the outside world and things outside of us, it's more crucial to spend time with this inside world. And that timing, like I said before, is not just sitting down and closing your eyes for a period of time, but also should be like a lifestyle. And then your life become meditative. And it's like I realize that I'm becoming more efficient just by spending time with myself, just being in a meditative state usually with myself. I'm becoming more aware of myself, and basically I realize that I'm getting a handle of myself, and it's like all throughout this life I have not spent much time with myself. I have not given much attention to myself or to what I, Samuel, want, what I, Samuel, need, what kind of emotions I go through, why am I going through those emotions, why am I doing this, why am I thinking this, what is more beneficial, what drives me, or what things do I hate, what is this, and when you become that into yourself, that's to say, it's like you basically could use this body to do things that you want. If in terms of if you want to achieve more in life, get more in life, basically you're gonna achieve it through this body. You're gonna achieve it through your mental state, through your emotional state. And that's the only way you're gonna achieve something, or you're gonna do something, or whether you do something or not do something will be through this body. So this is a very important concept, and I did wanted to share with you, and also to know how you think about it in general and what you're experiencing with meditation. Also, if you have had a concept of meditation that's preventing from meditation, because a lot of times when you think of meditation, you think of just sitting down. But if you this changes your mind and you think of meditation as a lifestyle, and also how spending time with yourself, you know, it's like very important, and it's like it's gonna give you the upper hand into using yourself to achieve more. Then then I hope this video will help you out. You know, so I definitely hope this video helped you out. Let me know what you think in general. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. You know, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter, of course. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and definitely let me know what you think. But make sure you subscribe below, because that's the only way you get my videos. You know, when they do come out. Take care, and until next time.